All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Episode 3.
Direwolves, baby.
Direwolves and Rimuru Tempest, the divinest of slimes.
Yes, the
first of his name.
Angry god, even though he's in a low-level area.
That is a good point. He has all the power and potential to be a very domineering god of these poor goblins.
Yes, but
who
so
are just
far
completely helpless.
He seems to have better morality than most people would if they were just playing a D&D game. Because
that's true.
I mean, this might have actual real-world implications because it's reincarnation and all that. But
right.
Still, that being said,
Yeah, and hopefully this wholesomeness of our friend Rimuru Tempest continues, because there's a very real possibility that when these direwolves showed up, it's going to be just blood and carnage, and he just uses his water blade to cut them apart to pieces right before leaving the last remaining one to just be consumed slowly by his powers, therefore being absorbed into the... Hey, then he can mimic as a direwolf.
This is true, but if he somehow made the direwolves worship him as well... And the goblins could have mounts. And then he has his own little army.
Oh my god, yes. I want this to happen.
I mean, could happen.
I want this to happen so much.
Does he need an army? No, but why not?
But why not? Like, we could rule over them as gods. Wholesome gods?
Yeah.
Where we make everyone into our army.
Exactly, right.
It's kind of weird how it's actually more or less going to form probably into a cult of some kind. Where we're going to be like, slime is obviously a great dragon in disguise. He just will not reveal it.
Our Lord Hentai must be served.
Yes. But meanwhile, he'll probably just be blooping his way into the power of friendship and goodness.
Indeed.
More of that sounds wonderful. So yes, without further ado, let's get into this. And Rimuru...
unlimited imprisonment works.
Unlimited goo works. Yeah. Indeed. I love that he's also an extremely small slime when in his regular form, and that he's consumed so much that he could definitely, he could definitely just walk around as a bigger slime. But he just chooses not to, I guess.
Hans, the deadly poisonous slime, has nothing on him.
Yes.
But really, wouldn't it be so funny if this whole concept was spawned from Konosuba? Like, specifically just that part?
And possibly, yeah.
I mean, it's probably a lot more common that people have done things like slime actually being terrifying, you know, but...
The one thing I always, kind of hold out hope for with these kind of, isekai fantasy, is that the world building is legitimately good, but it's also the thing I have the least expectations for,
Oh, well, and what's great is that even though they could do a lot of awesome things with this world, it's very much set up to be based around just the character of the slime.
Oh yeah, totally.
So
but look at this opening. Look at this opening. There's a million different characters in here.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So the terminal velocity of a slime falling... The falling damage would be 2. I just realized their belly buttons. Did you just see their belly buttons?
I did.
The goblins' belly buttons. Oh my gosh. Look at them. Look at them. No, you'll face the direwolves yourself.
Hey,
that's the point. Oh my gosh. Yes, I have a million healing potions I can vomit up.
No, he's gonna consume them all.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Wow, his eyes even opened! Oh! Hopefully he doesn't run out, he uses too many,
Is he able to use the potions efficiently like that?
Oh my god. They're like, oh. Alright, we need to build a wall.
It's gonna be huge.
Oh, they can talk.
Nice. I mean, I love talking wolves. Like, come on.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. But the trees are back behind us.
All right.
What if a monster actually swallowed Rimuru? They'd suffocate. Like,
yeah. So this is a telepathic communication going on.
I guess?
Oh no, he can translate, yes, because of his skill, he can translate what they're saying.
Oh, okay.
Jeez. This is an actual battle, alright. Oh, dang.
Wow.
Alright, that's legit. Whoa.
Water blade. Tentacle powers.
Yep.
Always OP.
OP. Nice. That's a spider. Oh! Oh! Carnage indeed. Yep. Your chief
You are
is
the
dead. Oh, the way he just blew, blew, blew. Now he's gonna consume him right in front of them. Oh my gosh. Watch, he'll turn into... He'll be able to mimic a direwolf here. Watch. Yep.
Yeah.
Turn into a direwolf and be one of their own, basically. Yep, here we go. Thought communication. Nice.
Okay.
Oh, dang. Oh my god!
No, they don't want to fight.
Yep. Beautiful. Wonderful. Did we win? Nothing beats peace. Aww. This is wholesome. After the decapitation and consumption of their leader.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Numbers are about the same.
Jacob, you are so on point. Here it is. It might not be that simple. I hope it is, but...
Yeah.
But
maybe all the aggressive ones that did the killing have already been killed. So expand and conquer in order to get the food that you need.
Oh, this is great.
Oh, he's gonna name them. Wow. He's starting a civilization right
Yeah,
here.
he is. This is amazing. They get in line.
What if they were all like references? Oh.
Oh my god.
Wait, so Big Brother had a name?
Yeah, probably because he was the guardian, remember? Like, he was maybe granted some kind of special power or something so that he could actually protect them. I see the naming formula here. This is awesome. Yes! Well, why? Why would that be? Why would that be bad?
Probably do something.
Yeah.
Haruna,
What about the
Haruko?
wolves? The direwolves, yeah.
You'll be Star Platinum.
The star. Oh, nice. I like Tempest Fang. Storm Fang. Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Oh. Oh no.
He just granted magical power to like.
But then he also like can't oversee what they do to each other for the next 3 days.
At least he named one of the direwolves.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, they have him a little offering table.
He's so selfless.
Right. Okay, good. Wholesomeness. They didn't all just tear each other to pieces after that. Because they could have thought he just died or something.
Then 3 days later?
He took a long rest. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh! The direwolves.
He's got a unicorn horn now.
And he's huge. Ah!
Just from him wagging his tail.
Wow. Dang.
Is he gonna name the rest of the direwolves?
I don't know. Nice. He stayed the same.
Really
You didn't change.
Oh.
Pack mentality. Oh,
Ah, nice.
they are the Tempest direwolves.
Yeah.
Oh, Tempest wolves. Oh, jeez. He's so happy.
Fetch.
Oh, he is shrinking. Nice. He's still bouncing.
Yeah.
Ah!
Couldn't he catch himself on the cliff's edge?
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
With the mustache. You see the mustache? He changed his voice. Never mind. Alright.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So can we attack like non-human? Yeah. They're hanging on every word he says.
多種族を見下さない。前たちは進化して強くなっただろ。弱い種族に偉そうにするなよって意味だ。そんなところだ。なるべく守るようにしてくれ。君をゴブリンロードに任命する。
I love that he used to be so old and now he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was.
問題はジム、衣食住の衣と住の部分だ。家とは呼べないな。なくてもわかるか。これじゃどうにもならないから。
Ah, the dwarves. Awesome.
家事の達人、あの有名なしかない。
He's like, I'm so excited.
Those skills.
Yeah.
リグルだ。ブスのあ。
And then they still have it on the gateway. It's like, oh, that's awkward. But I guess in their world, it's like might makes right. So as long as the might is good to them, they have no problems, right? Okay. Well, hey, they're mounted, Jacob.
Yeah,
So there you go.
Yep.
All right. Well, that was an interesting episode.
That was.
They're like, we're gonna have the socioeconomic policies of what happens when direwolves and goblins live together and are influenced and evolved by a powerful magical being blessed with divine energy and the capacity to grant out names. All right.
And that names do have something important to them, which is kind of meta, because it's like, okay, in a role-playing game, you know, once you have that monster that gets a name, it's important now.
It's very important, plot-wise, absolutely. The thing that's kind of surprising, though, is that, like, how Slice of Slifey this is, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, in terms of what actually happened plot-wise, conflict-wise...
Not much.
It's not a lot.
Yeah, like, they got through the fight very quickly.
Well, they got through the fight very quickly, but then it's like all the potential problems we were thinking of having, like the direwolves and them living together after just being enemies. It's like, well, we have an exceptionally powerful being that's basically a mini god coming and saying, do this. We're like, yep, no problems.
Okay, yep,
Because what I like about this potentially is that there's the whole wish fulfillment aspect of the slime essentially having godlike powers, you know, like that. But he has to actually figure out how to do it well.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
That was hilarious. I think we
That was
predicted
great.
everything correctly in like a really weird way.
I didn't necessarily think that they would do all the things that I thought would be the obvious thing. Because,
Right.
you know, like just, oh yeah, I'll just water blade, you know, kill the lead direwolf. Like, restrain it, have it all on display there.
Decapitate head.
Decapitate, blood everywhere.
And the thing that makes this actually like semi like
Terrifying.
wholesome, actually,
okay.
not completely terrifying, is that he didn't have this all planned out. He's kind of like, oh, I just make this up as I go
Right,
along. I guess I
exactly.
have to communicate with the direwolves, so
Uh-huh,
I
yeah,
don't consume it. But it's like, that's exactly what we predicted it would do. It's like,
Right.
okay, they're going to have to defend themselves. I love the idea of the wall and the spider thread, I believe that
Right,
was.
yeah,
He was
uh-huh.
from
Yep.
the spider he consumed.
That was really cool. Yep.
And yeah, that's a pretty terrifying defense
Oh,
strategy.
yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Hidden like super thin wires, they just, you know.
Yeah, that's probably not something that had been seen before in this world, really, right? Because like actually having wires thin enough and strong enough to be able to do stuff like that.
Yeah, because some kind of spider like that, probably most people would never encounter because it's hidden in some cave somewhere.
Right. And even then, that was probably an extrapolation that he made from the ability to make
Sure.
those things. That was probably not something the spider did itself. But
Right.
yeah, wow.
Yeah. That was his knowledge of what spiders probably can do, and that they can make thread that's sticky for their webs, and then they have the
Sure.
steel threads for the support structure of
Right,
the web.
right. And but yeah, wow. And then he declares himself the alpha, and
Yep.
they all fall in line.
I love how simple it was.
Oh yeah,
Because
oh, yeah.
it's the story isn't about some slime having to overcome the odds and expand his power base. No. This isn't about some cult leader essentially trying to amass strength. This is about a person who was reincarnated as a slime.
Yep.
Just trying to
Trying
figure
to just
things
do
out.
their best. Yeah.
Just do the best. Yeah, exactly.
And the things that they do tend to have big consequences.
Big consequences. Yes.
But the thing is that their overpowered aspects, they aren't using it to just prove how cool they are.
Yeah.
Right? Even though that is a result and a side effect.
Yes.
Because, you know, these goblins and direwolves are very thankful. But it's actually that he's giving back.
Right.
Like he's saying, oh yeah, like I'll name all of you, and, you know, make
They're
you
like, oh my god, you wouldn't really? All of us? Oh, thank you.
And then Mr. Old Guy comes back 3 days later, like he's a stand user, like
I'm ready. You know, I love that. Like you said, the dramatic consequences are for the people and the environment that he's in, not for him. So what's really cool with this here is that Rimuru Tempest, blessed with divine energy by the dragon, the true dragon Valdora. It's like, okay, that's awesome. There's this little mythic craziness going on here. But his godlike powers, he's not using to build himself up necessarily.
Right.
If anything, he's like accidentally just trying to... He's trying to be a good person, essentially.
Yep.
And accidentally ends up being overly good. So the idea is that every action he takes has a greater reaction than what he would expect, but that means is that the goodness of him is magnified, which also means that when he delves into maybe anything a little bit less it will be magnified.
Like
in
decapitating the direwolf. You know,
Yeah, that
was that
pretty
necessary?
chilling.
Yeah, it probably was, and it had some pretty good results from that. But, you know, that being said, he just immobilized and executed somebody just like that.
Right. He is also, though, in the land of simpler beings.
Yes. Where they...
Where
They don't
culture
live in
and
a
society. We live in a society. When he moves into maybe a more socially structured environment, like the dwarves' city that he's going to, Dwargon, I believe that's what it was called. That's a hilarious name. But that's probably an environment where they're probably a little bit impatient with people that are more or less a bit... expressive. I could see dwarves being the type that would...
There's going to be rules, probably.
Yes.
So,
And
you
these
know, and
direwolves and goblins probably are not welcome.
Yeah, that could cause issues. I feel like this is the kind of show where Kreia would have a field day with Rimuru. Like if Kreia from Knights of the Republic
Influence lost. Influence lost.
But
Influence lost.
You do not realize the consequences of your actions.
Right.
Why do you not think things through? Why do you just act so brazenly? But yeah, I really would love if there was a lot of not that I would love it because this is a very wholesome show, but if there were negative consequences as a result of what he did here with the goblins.
Well, I think that they're going to have rippling, boing, repercussions, because we had the humans in that city,
yes,
or that kingdom, or what have you.
Right.
One was like a guild leader, guild master, and the other one was basically saying, "The dragon Veldora has disappeared. We must investigate." What it is probably that because of Veldora's, imprisonment being ended, they think, oh God, the dragon is out, and now things are bad. So we have to adjust things, politically and with our military forces and stuff. So it'll probably end up being this thing where people will be like, there's a new power growing in this region. We must make contact with it.
Something has, is stirring in the heart of the East,
Yes. They have already arrested control of both goblins and direwolves.
And have united them. And magically
it must be a great
them.
Sorcerer with powerful magics.
Exactly. I wonder...
I love the idea of that. Them taking it overtly seriously.
Yep. And I wonder if that's actually how this could be a deconstruction of the isekai genre.
Ooh, okay.
It doesn't have to be, because what it's doing here is great. But what if that was how it did it? And basically it's like, hey, you think OP protagonists are all cool and all that stuff. Well, they can cause a lot of trouble when they just, sort of start sticking their nose where it doesn't necessarily belong and doing a lot of things and, just messing up the status quo. Like, they could do that.
Yeah. And the consequences, again, don't have to be for Mr. Slimu. They could just be for all the people that he's come to care about.
Yeah. And I mean, bad stuff that happens for the goblins from here on out is certainly better than, say, them all getting eaten by dire wolves, I would think. But, that it's not just cut and dry.
Yeah, there is a feeling that if they do something like that with the whole deconstruction aspect, they would have that be an extremely slow burn.
Right.
For the purpose of rewarding people for sticking around for the show for a very long time. Because I think the main thing that would happen here is that there's the whole aspect of absolute power corrupts absolutely, but also the friends that end up doing things in the name of Rimuru Tempest and end up dying or get hurt or something bad happens to them. And I think that's way in the future. Not even close to this wholesome.
Right. There wouldn't even necessarily be a problem with this generation.
Oh, no, probably not.
But what if a few generations down the line, people are like, why is this Rimuru person so great? He gives names. Oh, okay. But I mean, okay, he liked humans. We don't necessarily know why, but, we don't really like humans.
That is a flaw in his rules. It's pretty interesting. The idea of don't fight amongst...
genius.
Well, I know, but don't fight amongst yourselves. Don't fight or kill humans, but then also don't belittle other races. That doesn't mean he's saying don't attack dwarves, for instance, which I think the reason why he said don't attack humans was because that was the only other species he could think of, a race that he could think of at the moment.
Because I was a human,
Yeah.
Right, exactly. But he didn't tell them not to attack dwarves or not to attack, elves or whatever else is out there.
Say, there are, really obscure races or something like that. The D&D races, essentially. They're centaurs or, what have you.
Yeah.
There's an aspect of this where I think we are taking this too seriously because that's what the show kind of wants us to do a little bit, but the feeling that we get from this story is very fun and charming, and it's great that we get this all through the lens of this slime, this little bloop bloop who's going around like and there's a lot of him that's like, I'm trying to, kind of get rid of all this responsibility. I suddenly cleared up here, and I'm just really excited to see dwarves and stuff. But I really do think that's something that they'll bring up is the idea that, does he really care about this world that he's in, the people that he's in? Does he have thoughts ever at any point with what are these people even real?
Does this unit have a soul?
Right. Does he have to, reconcile? How his actions affect them when he's gone.
Sure. This is actually going to become a philosophical, political drama.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to, but I could see that since he's such a little bloop bloop, and if so much focus ends up becoming about him, conflicts could end up coming about as saying, like, this slime can only be limited to a single geographic location.
Sure.
We can't have everyone getting the blessing of being in the presence of Rimuru Tempest. We deserve to have him. He is. Right. We will do the best things for you, Rimuru Tempest. They basically make bidding wars for Rimuru Tempest's power to help them. We have a conflict.
What if
with
it
people?
doesn't go well with
us.
the village? While he's gone.
Yeah.
Like, what if once he's gone, things start not...
I mean, he gave them their rules, Jacob.
He gave them the rules, which was very good. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I think that will be fine. But the more annoying thing is that, let's say he leaves the village, right? He goes to the dwarves. Yeah. The dwarves are all like, you are a strange creature. Yes, yes. Show us what you can do. And they're like, oh my god, can you help us please mine magicals? And he's like, yes, absolutely. I actually need some magicals right now. So he goes, helps them mine, and they're like, we will pay you everything to stay here and help us with this. And he's like, sure, absolutely. And then the wolf and the I think the son is going with them as well.
I think so.
Are like, but
we need
village.
You. Yeah,
we need the village. And he's like, yeah, that's right. I promised them that I would help.
And then conflict of interest and all sorts.
And
of
then
stuff.
The dwarf is all like,
wait, you're allying yourself with goblins.
And then he maybe whispers to his advisor like, deal with that village.
Right.
Rimuru Tempest, stay here for another few days.
Exactly.
And then they come back with words like, we've destroyed that village. You have no more reason to...
Or oh no, the village was destroyed.
The village was destroyed, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Oh no.
Right,
no if only you were there, Rimuru
yeah.
Tempest, you could have protected them. It's okay, we will host you and your travelers
the survivors,
here.
Yeah, must stay here for their own safety. You
Yeah.
know, but...
I'm really hoping that they don't necessarily have to go super dark with it.
Oh yeah, no.
But that they deal with the whole aspect of this little ball of magic power being actually desirable enough to cause legitimate conflict between different peoples.
You should have stayed away. Yeah.
And then that's where the negative consequences can go.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we also, we're keeping things at a very simple pace right now with regards to the understanding of the world that we're at. But the opening betrays basically a much bigger world.
Yes.
With a lot of different races, a lot of different types of even magic. And
sure.
And there's something about that I would say worries me a little bit in things getting too big for the purpose of just being an epic
that
fantasy.
They lose the awesome heart and wholesomeness that we have here.
But because they're focusing so much on the heart of it here, even when they could be going more into the stuff we're talking about right now, they're not. I think that gives me hope that they'll retain that thread at least throughout the story on the story with Slimu.
And given how overpowered our favorite slime is, the conflict could move very quickly. Like, even if they go from place to place to place, they don't have to spend a lot of time there. Yeah. They went from, we need to save the goblins from the direwolves at the beginning of this episode, to we're living in harmony and now we've set up a civilization.
Yes.
like that was one episode. So...
Yeah.
And I mean, it's still a budding civilization, but,
Yeah, they need to figure out how to have the make clothes skill.
Right.
Okay, of all the times to shill in some fan service there, that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we don't know how to make clothes, so we just strap, leather cloth and stuff around us, and that's what we do.
And by the way, we've grown a lot in the last 3 days, so,
that too.
Yeah. And the thing is, that's why going to the dwarves could be perfect, because then he brings back that knowledge, and then suddenly he comes back 6 months later, and they have, like, a stone palace. Like,
I mean, that's true. Here's actually the thing that could be the whole socioeconomic political craziness. Yeah, is that his, what is it called, great sage skill? The ability to analyze information that based on the things that he consumes. Like
I think that was Predator.
Was that Predator?
Or Predator is the ability to consume things, and then maybe Great Sage.
Great Sage is, I think, Great Sage is the communicator, the talking. He talks to the thing, and that thing is Great Sage. Yeah. So what's terrifying with that is that he could create an entire kingdom. He could create an entire...
absolutely. Multiple.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But the thing is that, again, he's limited to a single geographical location for now.
So he needs to learn a skill to split himself into multiple slimes.
I mean, yes, eventually. But what's kind of terrifying with that is that he could see it all for the greater good, that he ends up just conquering the world. like it's just like, oh yeah, all peoples, all everyone, come on to me.
It might be a very peaceful, more or less, resolution because
Possibly.
Because the thing is that revolutions only get bloody because it's not overwhelmingly one-sided. Right? I mean, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
And right here, it was overwhelmingly one-sided with the direwolves, and then suddenly it wasn't. And
right.
the direwolf's head was, on the ground, in blood. And then,
So, yeah, this show is a thing, and I'm excited to see what happens next. Yeah, it's kind of
good.
It's kind of funny and goofy, like where we're at in the story. It's 3 episodes in, and yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, guys, if you want to watch the next episode's reaction right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access where you can chat with us about stories or just whatever. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.